Hi everyone, welcome back to Rural Marketing class. Our today's topic is rural marketing mix. That is the marketing mix in rural area. Before discussing about rural marketing mix, let us understand what is marketing mix. So the marketing mix is set of actions, tactics, tools or variables that a company uses to promote and sells its brands and products in the markets. So the marketing mix is set of actions, set of tools, set of variables which are used by a company in order to promote the products or in order to sell the products in the market. These set of actions are very important, and actually these set of actions, these set of tools will determine the success or failure of any organization. If any organization is efficient in using these tools, will lead to success, or else the organization may lead to failure. So that is why what we are saying here, success of any business enterprise depends on marketing mix. Right? These four elements are like powerful weapons in the hand of manager to defend his market or to attack the rivals. Right? If you want to defend also, if you want to attack also, we need these four elements. Right? These four elements of marketing mix, these four tools of marketing mix, usually we call it as 4Ps. Right? Marketing mix means the set of tools used by a company to sell the products. The set of tools are called as 4Ps. The basic marketing mix consists of four elements. They are 4Ps. They are product, price, place and promotion. The 4Ps are product, price, place and promotion. What is a product? Product refers to anything that is capable of or can be offered to satisfy a need or want. So something which can be satisfied a need, something which satisfies a need or a want is called as product. For example, soap for washing the hands is a product satisfying a need, right? Cool drink actually to satisfy the need of thirsty. That is how something which is actually satisfying a need or want is called as a product. And next element, next tool is price. Price refers to the amount customers have to pay in order to acquire a product or services. So something the customer which he has to pay in order to get the benefits of the product is called as price. Place refers to point of sale, where we are selling it, how the product is available to the customer is called as place. And the last element is promotion. This refers to all the activities undertaken to make the product or services known to and preferred among the consumers. Actually, it refers to all the activities which make the products to be aware by the customers. These activities are making the customers to aware about the products. Such kind of activities we are calling them as promotion, right? So these are the four elements of marketing mix, very important. What are they? Product, price, place and promotion. So this diagram will be discussed in the later presentations, also in the later PPTs also. So the rural marketing mix, the first element or the first tool is product. So product for the rural market. Now we are discussing from the point of rural areas. Before till now what we have done is we just understood what is marketing mix. So how does it work in the rural areas? Now we are starting to discuss about rural marketing mix. Product. Product for the rural market must be built or modified to suit the lifestyle and needs of the rural customers. The products which are made exclusively for the urban areas may not be suitable for the lifestyles of rural areas. So the products must be modified in order to suit the lifestyles of the rural customers, in order to suit the needs of the rural customers. The rural market is not a homogeneous, right, like urban areas. So it is actually heterogeneous. The rural market is heterogeneous. A lot of different kinds of people we can observe in the rural areas. So the characteristic is different compared to urban areas. That is why we have to create many different types of products when we want to market it in the rural areas. The company should keep in mind that before developing the products for rural market, marketers must identify the typical rural specific needs before manufacturing the product itself. Before producing the product itself, the manufacturer should know what are the needs of the rural consumers. According to that needs, the product should be manufactured. So for that, it is necessary for the organizations or the company that first know the needs of the customers. According to those needs, the manufacturer should modify or develop the products. Urban markets cannot be dumped onto rural markets without modifications. Whatever the products exclusively made for the urban areas cannot be sold in the rural areas. The products must be suitable to rural customers in all significant aspects, according to their lifestyles, according to their necessities, according to their needs, according to their preferences. The market should make the products. So what are the different strategies about the product that the companies can use in the rural areas? So the company or the manufacturer may develop a new product or modify the existed product which is for urban areas. So what are the things that are to be modified for rural areas, like design, packaging, etc. Packaging means maybe the material, maybe the size of the package, maybe the aesthetics, means the appearance of the products should also be modified. So whatever, we have to make all these features particularly for rural areas. And utility oriented products to be made, right, because the rural consumers prefer utilities of the product. So that is why the products should also be utility oriented. It is necessary to avoid sophisticated packaging, right? Packaging should be differentiated from the rural to the urban areas. Application of value engineering is very important because the rural customers or consumers are value preferred, right? And small unit packagings are usually preferred by the rural areas. So while packaging the product, so consider it to be small, and low volume and low price are preferred by the rural areas. So while manufacturing the product, we have to consider all these strategies and we have to use all of these in order to reach the rural consumers. So other than these strategies, we should also consider this product life cycle. That means in which stage our product or our company is in of this product life cycle. Usually there will be 4 stages of product life cycle. They are introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. So a product or a company will be in any of these 4 basic steps or phases of product life cycle. Introduction stage means when the product is launched in the market, just started manufacturing and selling in the market. That phase it is called as introduction. Here there will be slow rise in the sales. So what are the things that we have to consider if the product is in introduction stage? Right, here usually we can observe the product will be the basic product, just launched, right? Whatever it actually, however, in future it is to be modified or developed a lot. So as of now, what the company is selling is the basic product, and there is the necessity of warranties. Here, any one of these 2 strategies can be used, either skimming strategy or penetration strategy in pricing. That means the company can fix the higher price or may fix very low price in order to gain the market share, right? And it is also important at this phase the selective distribution, like we will particularly sell the products to a particular market and then later on we will expand it. So selective distribution. Advertisement is very necessary because we just launched the product, so the customer should get the awareness about the product's existence. So we have to advertise or promote a lot of a lot. Next level is growth level. So here all the people or the potential buyers came to know about our product, so we can see a quick rise in the sales. So here the product existence or improvements are known by the customers. Here it is important to provide a good service also, and price also changes competitively because new competitors may enter the market by observing our quick rise in sales. So there is a possibility of new competitors enter the market. So definitely the price will also be reduced, and intensive distribution is required, not like before. In the last stage we actually selectively distributed. Here at this time, as we can see, a lot of increase in demand, so we have to distribute to all the market at the same time, or else the competitor may enter and he may cover the market. So intensive distribution is required, and interest generating in the customers is also important, so we can use advertisements or promotion strategies for that. And at the maturity stage, when we reach to the maturity level, the next level of growth stage, so what will be there is slow rise in sales, because most of the customers are already they bought our products. So very few people are there like potential customers, so we can see a slow rate in sales. So here what we have to do is diversify the brands and models. So we have to diversify to different models. For example, mobile phone, even though everyone has the mobile phone, so what they are doing is all the time they are introducing the new models of mobiles. So that will happen, even I have the mobile, so it is already like old model now, because very new models enter the market. So what I have to do is I may keep it aside and I may purchase something new. That is how diversify the brands or diversify the models. And what we can observe here is the competitive pricing, because when there is slow rate, the price is to be reduced, and even though the growth rate itself in the competitor centered, when we are in maturity levels, usually some other competitors also enter the market. So when there is a lot of competition, pricing will be affected. right? And intensive distribution is required here also. All the time we should keep on distributing. That means we should keep on making our product available to all the customers. Advertising is necessary. Differentiation is necessary in order to get or keep our market share. Sales, promotion, and advertisement and lot of efforts are necessary to actually remain our market share in the same stage. And the next phase and next stage is decline. So all the companies aim to not reach this decline level, to decline stage. When the companies reach to maturity level, they should focus or they should try the level best to be in the maturity level only. They do not give any chance to get it into decline stage. So because of some mistakes or because of some negligence of doing few promotional strategies, or maybe failure of modifying the products, failure of developing the products, may lead the company to come to decline stage. So here we can see fall in the sales, fall in the profits, and what the company should do is minimize the advertisement cost, sales promotion cost, and try to sell whatever the products are with the company. So these are the 4 stages. So it is very important to company to understand in which phase the product is in the market. So according to that phase, the different strategies which are appropriate to that phase are to be used, and they should focus on to reach to the growth level, maturity level. But they should not. They should also focus or concentrate on the market, and their aim should be to not reach to the decline level. And the next, as we discussed, all the time it is important to develop or modify the product. So new product development is a regular process in any organization, right? The new product development process is, however, actually this product life cycle, new product development, all these concepts again we will discuss in deep in the next classes. So for now, just to understand, new product development is the process of developing the product or making the new product by making some modifications in the existing product. So the process is idea generation, idea screening, concept development, right, marketing strategy development, and business analysis, product development, market testing, and then commercialization. What are the tools that can be used in idea generation? Are usually what we use is brainstorming, or sometimes maybe forced relationships strategy can also be used. And for idea screening, what we can use here is product ideas ranking devices are there. So by using this method, we can screen the ideas and we can choose the appropriate ideas only. So it's kind of a number of tools are there. So however we will discuss about this, but remember this one. So what we are discussing in the marketing mix about the product is what are the strategies can be used about the product, and what is product life cycle it is to be considered. It is also to be considered, like all the time the NPD is necessary. So what is the NPD process? NPD means new product development process. So if you come to discuss some examples, the product is to be modified as we discussed earlier. There were only bikes which were able to use in urban areas, but later on they made few bikes especially useful for agricultural works like TVS XL. So that is how they modified it to reach the rural markets. And another example, according to a study, In rural stores, 90% of the shoppers buy 5 rupees ginger garlic paste packets. Only people from well-to households opt for larger packs. That is why the manufacturers of ginger garlic paste are also making different packages with smaller packs, like 5 rupee packets. And many nowadays we can see soaps also with like 5 rupee soaps, and even cool drinks we can observe with 10 rupees Happy Fizza nowadays. Such kind of number of products, especially they are making the packagings and making the style, they are making the design which fits the rural areas. And here also example like Coca-Cola glucocharge, they made it with 10 rupees pack for 200 ml, and Minute Maids 5 rupees for 18 grams. Such kind of number of Minute Maid juices and everything, what they are doing is they are making in smaller packs which actually suit the rural markets. So the same packs which are sold in urban areas may not fit to the rural areas. That is why they are modifying it. They are developing the product. They are making the required changes to the existing product in order to meet the rural needs. Good night also. They made it available with 10 rupees. Next marketing tool is price. Rural customers are most price sensitive, and hence price plays a more decisive role in buying decisions. While purchasing any product, the rural customers are very price sensitive. It doesn't mean they are confused, they will not purchase anything. Actually, the rural customers are willing to buy a lot of products, but the thing is, definitely they observe, is the product really worth of this price or not. That is why we are calling them as price sensitive, right? That is why it is very important decision to price any product, right? Pricing is the key decision for any product, especially when we are dealing with rural markets, because the rural people are price sensitive. So in order to fix the price, the in-depth research is necessary. The in-depth research, what it will do is, it helps to understand the depths of the minds of the villagers, their buying criteria, their purchasing patterns, their purchasing power, because they are essential inputs while developing the rural specific products or services. Right? The research is enabling the manufacturer to know all of these things. What are the things? The rural customers buying criteria, on what criteria they are buying it, which we have discussed in factors influencing their consumer buying behavior, like their purchase patterns, their purchasing power, their affordability. That means all the things will be known by the manufacturer because of this in-depth research. Right? So with this information upon all these factors, the manufacturer should develop the products or services. The villagers, due to their price sensitivity, are very cost sensitive. This doesn't mean the rural consumer is miser, they do not buy anything. Definitely they buy, but what do? Is they just check whether the product is worth of the amount that what I am paying, monetary and non-monetary things, that what I am spending for this product, is really the product worth of that. Then only I buy, or else I will not buy. That is the attitude of rural consumers. Pricing offered to consumers should be for value offerings that are affordable. The pricing should be affordable by the rural people. What are the strategies that can be used in rural markets? What we can use is large volume, low emerging products we can sell easily in rural markets. Overall efficiencies and passing on benefits to the consumers. Efficiency is important, overall efficiency is important, which will be considered by the rural areas, and passing on some benefits, like how the product can be used in different ways. For example, now what we can observe in Naptol, They show a product in different ways, like we can also use for this, we can also use like that, we can also use in a different way. Such kind of pass on benefits which will be actually provided to the consumers are important, that we have to focus on these benefits. And other strategy what we can use, low cost or value for money products. Decrease the cost, for that we may actually decrease the quality a little bit, or we may change the aesthetics, we may change the appearance. The appearance is not that much important. What is important is the functionality is important for rural consumers. So we can make such kind of things, and we can reduce the cost so that we can offer with low price to the rural consumers, so that we can succeed in the rural markets. Usually the pricing strategies are, basic pricing strategies are penetration pricing and skimming pricing. Penetration means fixing the low price in the markets, right, in order to gain the market share. Skimming pricing means fixing the higher prices because of number of factors, like there is no competition, and maybe the consumers are ready to pay at any cost. So whatever, in such kind of situations what we can use is skimming pricing. There are many number of pricing methods. Cost based pricing, only based on cost, how much cost is there and how much profit is required, so cost plus profit will be our price. Markup pricing, right, we will fix some markup amounts that which we need the margin on overall products, and we will add to entire manufacturing cost and transportation cost with this markup amount, so we will fix our price. Demand based pricing, if there is more demand, will increase the price, there is less demand, decrease our price irrespective of our cost. Psychological pricing means you'll fix the price which actually the customer feels like, yes, the price is appropriate, the price is actually usually low price, you should feel in that way. So for that, what do we need is, we'll use some psychological pricing strategies like odd number pricing, 9999, so whatever. Prestige pricing, the customer should feel like it is prestige. So usually the higher price the product will give more prestige or status. So what do we do here is, we'll fix the higher prices. Competition based pricing, if there is more competition, reduce the price. Now for example, now the marketer service providers of this network, they lot of actually service providers, they close the services like Virgin, Aircel, Hutch or Vodafone, like everyone, they either closed or merged with other competitors. So what will happen, automatically prices will be increased. So based on the competition. Promotional pricing, sometimes in order to sell our existing products, we have to offer some discounts or some other like 1+1 offers or whatever. We have to use some discounted prices in order to promote our products and in order to sell the products instantly. So these are the different pricing methods. If you remember what we have discussed in price, so what is the basic meaning of pricing, what are the strategies that can be used in pricing, what are the different pricing strategies are there, what are the different pricing methods are there. So remember all these things, and like particularly asked about what are the different pricing methods, also you should be able to answer, right? These are the different pricing methods are there, these are the different pricing strategies are there. Or you may be asked to write tell about only what is the importance of pricing in rural areas. So you will need to write all these things. So what are the examples of pricing for rural areas? Biscuit major company Parle, so it is offering the prices, right, or it is willing to drop the price points for premium brands such as hide and seek and Milano, and is getting deeper into the hinterland, targeting villages with less than population of 500. So it is ready to enter the Even the population of less than 500 also it is ready to enter the villages. Nestle is another example, which actually launched the 2 rupees and 4 rupees products because rural people are preferred for low priced products. Such kind of many examples that we can take, like here one more example is there, and we can take many other like shampoos for example. Usually they offer 25% extra, 50% extra, or sometimes in oil packets with 5 liters of oil we can get some kind of additional products. All such kind of pricing strategies are used in order to reach these rural markets. So even at the present, the sanitizers are very important at this moment of corona. So even the Kevin Care, they are offering the sanitizer bottles with less packages, that is small packages, that is with rupees 10 rupees also the sanitizer bottles are available. So next element or next tool is place. The most critical link in ensuring the success of the rural marketing efforts is distribution. This is the challenging task for any organization because reaching the rural markets itself is difficult. So that is why, but still we have to make the efforts and reach the rural markets in order to achieve 70% of Indian market. Right? About 70% of the people are living in rural areas only. So we have to reach them. That means we have to make our products available everywhere. That means we have to be, our distribution is to be efficient. In rural area, the selection and use of distribution channels is the nightmare. It is not that much easy. The diversity in the distribution of shops is the self-limiting factor in terms of servicing the rural distribution network. Because, sorry, diversity in the distribution of shops is the self-limiting factor in terms of servicing the rural distribution network, because the retailers are not available. If the retailers are available also, they diversify with the different products. They do not sell only particularly one company's products. So but still making our products available in the rural areas is a limiting factor or the challenge. What are the strategies that we can use in terms of place in rural markets? Better segmentation will lead to better distribution. Right, we will segment the markets and we will plan our distribution according to the necessities of the segmentation. And covering of villages having population above 2000 is one way. There are about 2000 people are there. What we will do is we will establish our retail or maybe wholesale store there or distribution there. Distribution to feeder markets or mandi town is another example. In the villages there will be usually haats or village markets. So going there to sell our products is another way of reaching to the rural areas. Direct contact with the rural retail is one more way, because directly we will contact the retailers in rural areas and we will distribute our products to the retailers so that we will sell through the retailers to the end users. Examples of place, what we can take, a lot of efforts are being made by the banks to reach to doorstep of every village, to every farmer. Right, nowadays you can see the banks are establishing their branches in all the villages. So that is that is what we can take as an example. What are the major decisions we have to take for this distribution is choice of channel. There are different channels, like as you know, 0 level channel, 1 level channel, 2 level channel, and many multiple level channels are there. 0 level channel where there are no middlemen, only directly from manufacturer to the end user. Such kind of different channels are there. So what kind of channel we can prefer, it depends upon many number of factors again, like size of the organization, character of the characteristic of the product, and many number of other things. So whatever, but choice of channel what kind of channel we have to choose is one thing. And after choosing that, if for example two middlemen are required, so who are the best middlemen, we have to locate and we have to select them based on their earlier history and based on their efficiency. And after selecting, how to motivate them is also important. All the time we have to offer them like a few benefits, like foreign trips or something, so that we can actually have control upon the middlemen. So these are the major decisions when dealing with distribution. And the last element in basic marketing mix is promotion. Promotion aspects always create a challenge in rural areas, as they have a very thin population density but are spread in the large remote area. It is the scattered population. About more than 6,32,000 villages we have to cover to actually cover the 70% of Indian market. In each village, there will be like 1,000 to 3,000 population, and the villages are not no in a small geographical spaces. There is a village, again we have to go for 3 kilometers again we get to find another village which is of maybe 500 to 3,000. So again we will go to another village, so it is like scattered population. So promoting in this scattered population will be a challenging task. It has forced several companies to change the focus and positioning of their products and services towards the segment that is growing in absolute number and relative influence. Nowadays, the rural economy is getting better. The rural people are getting affordability. So reaching to the rural areas is very important. How to reach the rural areas? By promoting the products, by promoting our companies, by promoting our brands. So even though it is scattered population or whatever the limitations, it is essential for any organization to reach the rural areas, to promote the rural areas, right? That is why, for example, firms like Vicks, Lifebuoy, Colgate, and shampoos are shown in rural cinema halls. LIC, actually, they are showing many number of promotions, especially made for rural areas. Hindustan Unilever is the first company that comes to mind while thinking of rural marketing due to its initiative of Project Shakti. So they introduced a project called Shakti, where actually they got benefited with this project, as well as the rural areas also got benefited with this Shakti, because they have chosen women from the rural areas as their distributors, as their sellers. So they have given the products of HUL like Lifebuoy, right, Synthol, whatever the source. What they have done is they have given it to the women who are selected as the project of Shakti. So such a women, they used to cover about 6 villages to sell the products. So promotion is also done, right? The product is also reached to the customers. That is how the company benefited, as well as the rural women also empowered. Amul is another case in point of aggressive rural marketing. Amul, they actually marketed more and more in the rural areas. And there are a number of other examples like Colgate, Eveready batteries, LG Electronics, Philips, and many number of things which focused to promote in rural areas. So how to promote in the rural areas? We can go by advertising, we can go by sales promotion, we can go with the publicity, or we can go with the personal selling. Whatever the way, all are to promote our product or to promote our brand. So if you want to go through advertisement, you can use print ads, radios, TVs, cinema halls, many number of things in rural areas. And billboards and these things may not be possible in rural areas. Sales promotion, you can use contests in rural areas also. You can provide some gifts in the product itself. in product gifts, and we can give some samplings in the rural areas, and we can offer some coupons. Such kind of sales promotional strategies also we can use to promote our product, and we can use some publicity about our product or about our company, some news in the newspapers or press releases, maybe like by giving some speeches about our company or brand by some other people, not by ourselves. Such kind of publicity strategies also we can use in order to promote our brand. And by personal selling, directly selling it to the rural people, maybe in hordes or mail arts or exhibitions, in such kind of different ways you can use this personal selling strategy also. So all are different ways to promote our product. So this is about rural marketing mix, the four P's, the four elements of rural marketing. I hope it is clear. Before concluding, I'll show you how Idea and Airtel, they have made the advertisement especially to reach the rural areas. How they targeted the rural areas by advertising or promoting particularly to them will be actually understood by these videos. So these true advertisements, we understood like how did they particularly target the rural people and how they are trying to motivate them to buy their products or services. These two advertisements. So that is how the promotion is also important. It is one of the elements in marketing mix. What are the four elements in marketing mix? Product, price, place, and promotion. Thank you.